Oakville might be the most agreed on name in the GTA. Ask anyone where the nicest place to live is, and Oakville comes up fast. It tops the best places to live lists almost every year, and the price shows it, with single family homes easily sitting above $1 million. But here's the thing nobody tells you. People sell Oakville like the whole city is great. It is not. The schools that made Oakville's name are real, but they sit in certain pockets, and a high price tag on its own doesn't promise you a top school. So you can pay full Oakville money and, if you do not check the school zone, still end up at an average school. My name is Gaurav. I am a realtor and finance educator here in the GTA. I am going to walk you through Oakville the way it actually breaks down, neighborhood by neighborhood, with the school ratings, the commute, and the type of homes in each one. Stick with me and you'll know exactly which Oakville is right for you. And if you want more clarity on any of this or want to talk through your own situation, the link to book a call with me is in the description. Now, let's get into it. Oakville isn't one place, it's really four. The way I see it, the south is by the lake, it is the old money end. The central belt, established family stuff like Glen Abbey. The north is the newer planned communities like West Oak Trails where most regular buyers land. And out past Dundas Street is the new construction zone. Each one feels like a completely different place with different homes, different schools and buyer types. So let's go through all of them. Let's start where the hype started, down by Lake Ontario. The heart of it is downtown Oakville, a real main street with restaurants by the water, the arts center and trails along the lake. And the whole place feels like a small town that happens to sit 35 minutes from Union on the go. The homes are a mix of restored century houses and newer custom builds, and this is the zone for Oakville Trafalgar High School, a 9.2 on the Fraser scale and one of the real reasons families chase the south end. The catch is the price. Down here you're paying for land and location more than the house itself, so detached homes mostly run from 2 million and up. Right beside it are Eastlake, Morrison and Ford, the area people call the Gold Coast. It's known for big estate homes, but the useful part is that it isn't all mansions. Across these pockets this spring, detached homes sold at a median of around 2.7 million, with most landing between roughly 1.8 and 3.4 million. And then there's Bronte, the harbour village on the west side. This is the lake lifestyle in a more relaxed, walkable village setting, and it's become the go-to spot for downsizers with new luxury condos and dining right by the water. Just go in with clear expectations on price because Bronte isn't the budget door into the south end. Houses here are among the priciest in Oakville, and even the condos command a premium. What you're paying for is the harbour, the walkability and its own GO station. Sitting right in the middle of the city is Glen Abbey, and it's the classic established Oakville family neighbourhood. It's built around a well-known golf course and wrapped around a big community centre with pools, ice rinks and a library branch. It's leafy and settled, not brand new but not too old either. The schools are a real draw here. Glen Abbey feeds Abbey Park High School, which sits at a 9.3 on a Fraser scale, one of the best in the whole province, and the local elementary Pilgrim Wood is a 9.7. On homes, you've actually got a range here, which is the nice part. The detached houses are the core of it, but there are townhomes around the low million and even some condos from the mid 300s up to high 800s. Most buyers here are moving up after their first home and then they stay here for 20 years. There are a few other central pockets worth knowing too, like College Park and Falgarwood, just east of Glen Abbey, and they tend to be a bit more affordable. The school ratings are more of a mixed bag here though, so if you're buying for the schools, check the specific catchment first. Now the north, the newer planned part of Oakville along the Dundas and upper middle corridor. This is where most people watching this can actually afford to buy, and it's where 4 family neighbourhoods sit more or less along this corridor. West Oak Trails is where a lot of regular buyers actually get their foot into Oakville. This spring, the median detached home here sold for around 1.28 million, with townhomes near $1 million, which by Oakville standards is about as reachable as the city gets. And the school story is the best in town. This is the zone for the Forest Trail Public School, a perfect 10 on 10, ranked the #1 elementary school in all of Ontario, and the high school Garth Webb sits at an 8.5. It also backs onto the Bronte Creek Provincial Park, which is a real draw for families. So West Oak Trails works for an entry buyer in a townhome and a family in a detached home at the same time, which is rare for Oakville. Right beside it is Westmount, one of the newer planned pockets. It's a family-heavy neighborhood with strong elementary schools and big detached homes mixed with semis and townhomes. It's clean, modern, mostly move-up money, but with townhome options for entry buyers. And a bit to the east is River Oaks, which is all about family infrastructure, built around the River Oaks Community Center and laced with creek trails and parks along the 16-mile creek. The house is a real mix: detached homes, townhomes, and some high-rise condos, so a few budgets can find a door here. On schools, River Oaks feeds into White Oaks Secondary, which runs a well-regarded IB program and is 8+ rated on the Fraser scale. The neighborhood feels settled, green, and well-connected. It's a solid move-up and entry pocket. And on the far east side is Joshua Creek, the commuter's pick: newer, larger executive homes, fast access to the 403 and QEW, and a strong school catchment, with both schools being around 9 rated on the Fraser scale. Detached homes run higher than West Oak Trails, but there are freehold townhouses around the low to mid $1 million mark for buyers who want the address and the school catchment. This is a move up to luxury pocket for people who drive to work and want the space along with the school catchment. Now go north of Dundas Street and you are in the newest part of Oakville, the master plan communities that have gone up over the last 10 years. The two names to know are Glenorchy and Joshua Meadows, sitting between Trafalgar Road and the 9th line, with the 407 forming the top edge. This is the brand new Oakville, so homes are modern, energy efficient builds, a mix of detached houses and freehold townhomes with fresh parks and trails built into the plan. The infrastructure is still filling in, which is part of the appeal, because a new community center and library are opening. More retail is going up along Dundas, and you've already got a Fortinos and Essentials within minutes. Freehold townhomes started around $1 million mark, with detached homes running up from there. So it's an entry and a mover pocket at the same time, with slightly better value than the older neighborhoods to the south. The one honest caveat is that it's still growing. Some pockets have construction next door, the landscaping is young, and because the schools here are new, their track record is still being established. So don't assume a top rating, check the catchment first. But if you want a brand new home with a long runway of growth ahead, this is the part of Oakville building exactly that. Now here's the part nobody selling Oakville will tell you. The schools don't all score like the ones I just named. They run the full range from that perfect 10 at Forest Trail down into the 4s. The stronger zones do tend to cost more, but the price alone won't tell you which is which, because an expensive home can still sit in an average school zone. So the price gets you the Oakville address, it does not automatically get you the great school. If schools are the reason you're buying here, then you have to buy in the right pocket. The strong schools are real and they are worth it, but you have to land in the right zone to actually get them. Now let's talk about stuff that isn't about one neighborhood, starting with money. By type, the detached homes in Oakville average well over 1.3 million, townhouses sit at around $1 million, and condos are closer to the mid-700s. The cheapest real way in is a small condo in the 5 to 600 range, because a detached home under 600,000 basically does not exist here anymore. But here's something worth clearing up, because people assume everything in Oakville costs more. Not necessarily. Your day-to-day stuff, the groceries, the gas, a dinner out, might basically be the same as the rest of GTA, because those prices are regional. The premium is almost entirely the housing, plus the property taxes that come with these home values. So the trap isn't grocery bill, it's the carrying cost of the home itself. What you really need to know is what it costs to carry the place every month, the mortgage plus property taxes plus everything else. Before you fall for an address, run that number. I've got 2 free calculators linked below, one for your down payment and one for your affordability, so you can see your real monthly cost before you put an offer. Now, Oakville GO is the busiest GO station outside of Union itself, and the train downtown runs about 35 minutes at rush hour. But here's what locals know. The parking fills up early, often by 7:30 in the morning. That's why a lot of people weigh Oakville GO against Bronte GO. Bronte GO is quieter and easier to park at, but it adds 6 to 10 minutes on the train. Which station you live near genuinely changes your morning, so factor it in before you buy. On safety, this is one of the honest reasons the premium isn't all hype. Oakville's crime rate runs about 20% below the national average, one of the safest cities in Ontario. That's a real thing you're paying for. On lifestyle, set your expectations right. Oakville is not a nightlife town. If you want a buzzing bar scene, you'll be driving out of Oakville. What it does instead, and does really well, is daytime and family life. The waterfront, the patios in downtown Oakville and the Bronte, the trails, the parks, and a calendar packed with events most of the year. If your idea of a good life is built around your kids and your weekends rather than a night out, this town is built exactly for that. Now here's where I land, and I'm not going to tell you to buy or not because it depends on you. The premium in Oakville pays for three things: top schools, real safety, and the lake lifestyle. Where it stops being worth it is when you assume the whole city gives you all three. It does not. So match the pocket to your life. The south is for buyers who want the lake and can pay for it. Glen Abbey, Joshua Creek are for established families who want the strong schools and the bigger homes without paying Gold Coast prices. West Oak Trails, Westmount, River Oaks are for the regular buyer who wants into the same school system at a more reachable number. And north of Dundas, in the newer communities like Glenorchy and Joshua Meadows, is for buyers who wants a brand new home. And there's a window right now. Through the spring, the market sat firmly in buyers' favor with inventory at some of the highest levels on record. It is not cheap, but you've got more room than buyers have had in years. The whole game is matching the right pocket to your budget. Get that right and the premium is worth it. Buy the Oakville name without checking the pocket and you will overpay for something a cheaper city would have handed you anyway. If you want more research-driven breakdowns like this on the GTA, hit subscribe so you do not miss the next one. And if you're thinking about buying in Oakville, here's how I can help. I'm a realtor here in the GTA and I work with buyers through exactly these decisions every single day, including which pocket fits your school needs and your budget. Book a call using the link in the description and we will go through your numbers and the 1 or 2 neighborhoods that actually fit your lifestyle. And if you're not quite ready for that yet, I've recorded a full webinar that walks you through the entire home buying process from day 1 to the day you get your keys. The link to watch it is in the description too. Thanks for watching and I'll see you in the next one.